Good morning. It's 9:34. I just wanted to announce that we're having a 10-minute delay awaiting further membership to arrive, and we will be on break screen until further notice. Thank you.
All righty. Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for holding with us. I would like to welcome all committee members, staff, guests to the January 22nd, 2024 Haldeman Norfolk Health and Social Services Advisory Meeting. I would like to remind everyone that our meetings are web streamed. With that, I call the January 22nd, 2024 Haldeman Norfolk Health and Social Services Advisory Meeting to order. First of all, are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Are there any additions to the agenda? Seeing none. Therefore, we will continue. Number 3, presentations. We don't have any this morning. Thank you very much. And number 4, I'm looking for a motion to approve the Haldeman Norfolk Health Social Services Advisory Meeting minutes from November 22nd, 23 meeting. I'd like a mover and a seconder, please. Once everyone's perused those, I'm sure. Is there any questions before I call the motion? No questions. Oh yes, thank you, Councillor Metcalf.
Yeah, Member Van den Driesche, I think you misspoke. It's the 27th, not the 22nd.
Geez, it is November 27th, 2023 meeting. Are there any questions on those minutes? If not, I'll call the motion. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Metcalf, seconded by Councillor Van Passen. No further questions? I'll call the vote. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much. Number 5, are there any updates on our previous reports? I'm going to go over to Sarah for that. Thank you.
Thank you. And through the chair to committee, a few updates for you, given the budget process has continued. The Social Services and Housing Ontario Works one-time funding proposal as an NBI was approved at budget in Norfolk County. Will be passed final this week on January 24th. The 2024 shared services budget was also approved at budget in Norfolk County and will be finalized this week. The Haldeman Council will then have an opportunity to review both at their operating budget on February 29th. The short update I have for you on a closed committee report concerning COVID is that the positions have been filled and we are ongoing with the procedures as directed. The housing proposal that was also presented in closed has been both sent and approved to Norfolk County Council and is moving forward with that project. Those are the reports at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, for that report. Are there any questions? No questions to Sarah? Okay, thank you. We're going to move on. Number 6 is consent items. Are there any consent items? I see none. I am looking it out there. Okay, moving on to number 7, which is the staff report 7.1. Are there any reports? Sarah?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I will send this forward to our program manager, Eric Robertson, for presentation.
Thank you. Through the chair to the committee members, I'm here today to talk to you about the Immunization of School Pupils Act and our enforcement action that is currently taking place. As per the Ontario Public Health Standards, the Board of Health shall comply with the immunization for children in schools and licensed childcare settings. To meet these regulatory obligations, the Board of Health is required to collect, maintain, and assess records of immunizations of students attending schools within the health unit's jurisdiction. With this, the Immunization of School Pupils Act was enacted to increase protection of school-aged children against certain designated diseases, vaccine-preventable diseases, You can find those in Appendix A. To be compliant with the Immunization of School Pupils Act, a student attending primary and secondary school must be immunized against those designated vaccine-preventable diseases or have a valid exemption for medical, religious, or philosophical reasons on file. As authorized by statute, the medical officer of health has the authority to temporarily suspend students from school if parents or students have not complied with this legislation. This year, the health unit has focused on the 2016, 2015, and 2007 birth cohorts. These cohorts are of particular importance due to the Ontario routine immunization schedule requirements to receive required vaccines between 4 and 6 years old and 14 to 16 years old, respectively. As of January 1st, 2024, students in those cohorts who lack the required immunizations are considered to be overdue and not in compliance with the Immunization of School Pupils Act. A total of 1,464 notifications were mailed in November of 2023 to parents and students who had incomplete immunization records. Again, in the first week of January of this year, 2024, the records were reassessed and the remaining 1,080 students received a suspension order in the mail. Parents and students have been provided with numerous options to resolve their immunization issues. Where students have received immunizations that they have not yet been reported to the health unit, updated information can be provided by parents, students, or a primary healthcare provider by fax, telephone, online, or through email to the Vaccine Preventable Diseases team. Students requiring immunizations can make an appointment with their family physician or healthcare provider, attend a Haldeman Norfolk Health Unit in-school vaccination clinic, which we ran in December of 2023 at our high schools, make an appointment to visit our Haldeman Norfolk Health Unit offices. Students with medical, religious, or philosophical exemptions are also accommodated by our team by contacting the Haldeman Norfolk Health Unit to complete the required steps for documentation. To address the barriers, the Vaccine Preventable Diseases team has undertaken offering an increased number of clinics in both Haldeman and Norfolk counties, offering in-school immunizations as I referenced in the secondary schools. We have called each and every parent or student who received a suspension order, and we're working closely with our school administration to share our messaging and assist with compliance of the Immunization of School Pupils Act. On February 7th, 2024, students with incomplete immunization records will be suspended from attending school for 20 days, but a student can return earlier once they have taken appropriate action for the suspension order. Thank you. I'll open it up to any questions.
Thank you, Eric. Are there any questions? I'm sure there. I have a curiosity question. If no one else has a question, first of all, 20 days when the letters have gone out to over 1,000 families, indicating that your shots aren't up to date, and then they they don't comply, and then they're suspended for maybe the 20 days. What happens after the 20 days?
Through the chair to the committee member, back to the chair, I guess. So after the 20 days, the medical officer of health could resuspend. It's something that we would have to review at that time, how many students are remaining on the list, and take a risk or benefit as to whether or not that's a step that we want to take. But there is a resuspension that can possibly happen.
Okay, so there is procedures to follow at that point in time
that's correct.
Mostly it's information so we can get the families to comply and for the safety and well-being of all. All righty. I'm looking for a motion to receive this information. So can I get a mover, please? Councillor Duffy, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Metcalf, thank you very much. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much for that. And we're moving on. So we have I'm moving on to subcommittee reports. I guess we don't have any of those. Communications. We have both the Alpha December and the Alpha January. Is there any questions on those, or Dr. Joyce? Yes, if you'd like to speak to that.
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. I'm just drawing the attention of the committee to the Alpha Conference, which is on June 5 to 7. So just save the date. It's an in-person one, and they're usually very interesting.
Well, that's good to know. If anyone's interested in that, that would be quite interesting, actually. Okay. Looking around then, is there, for any other information here, any other business? Does anyone can bring up any other business? I'll look to my back here. If not, we are going to need a motion. I think we have one closed session item for today. Can I get a mover for the following motion? That the committee enter into closed session at, I'm going for 9:48, pursuant to the section 2392 of the Municipal Act 2021 as amended, and the subject matter pertaining to personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, or labor relations or employee negotiations. May I have a mover, please? Councillor Van Passen, may I have a seconder to go in? Councillor Metcalf? Councillor Van Passen, you have a question?
A quick question. Do we need to receive the communications as information?
Okay, we'll hold that one and we'll go back to communications. Can I get a motion, please? Councillor Van Passen is moving all communications of the Alpha December and January. A seconder, Councillor Duffy. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you for reminding me of that, Councillor Van Passen. Moving back then to the motion to go into closed session. Did I get a mover and seconder? Did I get a mover and seconder or did not? I did. You moved it, Councillor Van Passen, and I think Councillor Duffy, you seconded that? Perfect. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. We are now going to go into a closed session for a few minutes, and then we'll be coming out for the rest of the meeting. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Passionate Folks. My name is Emily. I love to connect with people, having some conversation and learning about people's passion. Today I'm sitting here with Sue. Hey, Sue.
Yeah, you bet.
I'm so glad that you took the time to come out and have a conversation with me.
Well, thanks for asking me.
Yeah, so for people that don't know you, can you start with introducing yourself, where you live, where you're from, and a little bit more about you?
Okay, sure. My name is Sue Downs. I live in Simcoe, born and raised here. And I work for the Simcoe Reformer newspaper and started there way back in 1988. So, and loved my job, loved Norfolk County, and was really pleased that Emily asked me to be part of this. I think.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good.
Great. So, as always, Sue, I ask a guest to pick a location so we can explore it and discover a hidden gem in Norfolk County. And this one is a little bit different. So, tell me where we are and why you brought me here.
So, we're at Norfolk County Fair. We're at the bottom of the Junior Farmers Building here.
So, why did you pick the fair? What's so special about the fair to you?
I think for myself, Norfolk County Fair is like one of the largest events that happen in Norfolk County every year. It's always been near and dear to my heart. Like I think so many childhood memories. It's all about tradition. For us growing up, at my age, I've only missed one fair in all of my years, and that was when I was in Timmins. So I just love the fact that you can come to the fair. There's so much excitement. There's always lots of things to see and do. Like family would come home during Thanksgiving weekend, and I think that still happens today, right? Like it's all about tradition and all about community, which I feel like I'm pretty passionate about.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask you a little bit more about your passion. I see you a lot being involved in the community and supporting local businesses, and it seems like it's really important to you and close to your heart.
I like to promote local as much as possible. So whenever we go out for dinner, a lot of people will go, do you ever stay home? Because you'll constantly see posts on social media, on Facebook or on Twitter, and it's like, you know, we're at the Barrel, we're doing this. Each other and stuff like that too. So that sort of stuff.
You don't have to go too far. You show up there and
I
everything
know,
that you love is right there.
It's like a lot of renewed, you know, it just seems like a lot of positive things are happening within our community, and it's really good to see.
So I know you have a pretty high stress job. So maybe tell me a little bit more about what you do to relax, calm down, and look after yourself.
Okay, well, I do like to garden. I find that, you know, if you're kind of stressful and it's a stressful day, you get out there and take it out on all the weeds in your garden. I also like to, you know, walk along the trail from Davis Street and then head out along the 14th or whatever. And you can, like, it's heading right towards Waterford, so you can actually walk from there right into Waterford. I've got a dog that keeps me pretty busy, and then a group of like really good friends that we are going out with each other like all the time and stuff like that.
I know you have a lot of favorite spots in Norfolk, so we already named a few, but if you have a day off and you want to explore Norfolk County, is there one specific place that you actually love to visit that you feel just at home?
I would say for myself, it depends on the day. So if it's just something that I want to go and like, you know, do a walk or whatever, it would be my trail on the 14th because it is kind of private. There's not, do run into a lot of the same people and stuff like that. I also like going down to Dover, and I'll sit at the cafe and kind of look around there.
You can watch a little bit?
Yeah, you know, that sort of stuff, and then even take off and go to the pier. Actually, my mom has a bench there for my grandfather, who was a fisherman down in Port Dover as well, too. So it's kind of nice.
Memorial benches.
Yeah.
Cool. It sounds like pretty much everything you need is right here.
Why should I go to why do I need to go out of town? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that, you know, right in Norfolk that we need. Yeah.
I love to hear your passion for Norfolk and how well you support the local businesses and just, I see you at fundraiser and you're always involved in your group of friends and supporting whatever is happening in the county. So we need more of you, Sue, in Norfolk. So thank you so much for joining me today and having this little chat. I love to get to know you better and hear more about your passions.
Well, thanks very much for allowing me the opportunity. It was great. Thank you.
I am Tom Pursley. I work at Titan Trailers. I manage the shop and design, build, program robot cells on the floor to hand off to operators to build trailer components and assemblies. I knew I always wanted to work with my hands growing up as a kid. I never wanted to be stuck behind an office doing paperwork for the rest of my life, and it really interests me to build something and see the final result when you're done.
My name's Angela Simon and I work for Annex Business Media. We are a trade magazine publisher. We produce 65 trade magazines for a diverse industries, so everything from aviation to firefighting to design engineering, manure. We have a very diverse set of magazines that we produce. I'm the production manager and I oversee the creative department in 2 divisions in Simcoe and in Toronto. We have 14 designers that lay out and design the magazines. When I started in this industry probably 26 years ago, everything was hand done. Now everything's so automated, done on the computers, and that's probably been the biggest change for me.
My name's Phil Wiersma and I work for Rasson Services. We're an industrial contracting company, so we do some custom fabrication and mechanical and electrical installations and repairs. We've built large pump skids for the oil sands out west. We've done some major factory overhauls and expansions. We do some fairly large jobs for a fairly small company. I've always liked to take things apart and put them back together, and so this is just another stepping stone.
My name is John Brock Picard. I'm 20 years old and I work at Ramblin' Road Brewery Farm. Here we make 8 different kinds of Picard's Extreme kettle chips. It's all on one line. The potatoes come in from the farm and we put them into the hopper. They get cleaned and they go through a grading table where I inspect them and cut off all the rotten spots, pick out the bad ones. And then they go through up to the cutter. They're cut into kettle chip size and they're fried and salted. I guess the best part about my job would be the sampling. When the fresh potato chips come off the line, nothing beats them.
I think young people should be strongly considering a career in manufacturing. Skilled trades, there's always going to be a large demand for that, and they're high-paying jobs. The actual job is getting better as the new technologies come into play.
The skills you need to do my job would be definitely graphic design, computer skill. If you have any kind of video or inclination to do video or any of that kind of stuff, or web design, that's also a huge asset for what we do.
I would say if you like to take things apart and put things back together, or build things from scratch, or if you have even a creative mind, manufacturing is a good way to go.
Welcome to Passionate Folks, a vlog and video series about the people of Norfolk. People that are involved in our community, people that bring a lot of energy. So this is about a conversation, this is about their story. So welcome to episode 3. Welcome to Passionate Folks. I'm Emily. I love to dig in people's lives, ask questions, and learn about people's passion. Today I'm here with Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hi, how are you doing, Emily?
Great. I'm happy that you're here, taking the time to sit down with me today. So I've known you for a little bit, small community, but people that don't know you. Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
So my name's Adam Van Passen. I grew up here in Norfolk County. I was born onto a farm, and I got to work on that farm growing up, which was a great learning experience. From a young age, I got to understand what hard work was and what it was to be close to nature. So that was very cool for me. Growing up like that, my dad also was a counselor for Haldeman, Norfolk, and he had a big part in shaping what is today Norfolk County. So I got to see that, and watching him and experiencing him work through that really sparked an interest in me for the county and what it could become.
Great. So not like the typical kids. We hear most high schoolers like just ready to get out of their hometowns and go explore the city and something else, and it doesn't sound like that's your story.
Not at all. I heard a lot of kids saying that they wanted to move on to bigger, better things, and I just really didn't have that feeling. I always thought the biggest, best things were here in Norfolk to start.
So I asked you to pick a location today, and you bring me to a place that I don't know very well in Norfolk. Yeah. So tell me about where we are and why you picked it.
This is a very cool spot. I know a lot of people drive by it, maybe on their way to Long Point or into Port Rowan, but this is Boose Harbor. So I grew up on Boose Harbor. My best friend, his family owned this place. So I grew up here hanging out, relaxing, boating, going out fishing, going out hunting. I worked here for a while. I did some volunteer work for the Shriners Club here, doing some chicken barbecues. So I really got to experience Norfolk and how community comes together. There's a lot of people that take up their summer residence here in trailers, and it's very cool to see all these people that are coming from other places in Ontario to enjoy what Norfolk has to offer. So it's just very cool to see that and experience it. One very cool fact about this place is that Boose Harbor has the largest amount of indoor boat storage on boathouses for all of the world.
The world?
Yes.
Wow, that is crazy, this little place.
Yes, absolutely.
Very cool, something to be proud of.
I would absolutely say so.
So we've been talking about nature, I know we spend lots of time outside. You bring me to a boating place where you like to fish and spend time. So tell me about your passion. Obviously there's a connection somewhere there.
Yes, absolutely. Especially recently with everything that I've been seeing happen in the world, I'm very passionate about the earth. So I want the earth to be a good place. I want Norfolk County to be a good place. Everything that I love about Norfolk has to do with outside, has to do with nature, has to do with clean water, clean air, fresh trees, everything. So I just really think it's important to take care of everything that we have here in Norfolk County, and it's not an easy thing to do. So
no. We all have to start and do our part, that's the thing, right?
Absolutely, and I'm doing my best, but it does get very difficult. It's easy to make the change, it's just hard to start.
So we were talking earlier about, doing things around Norfolk and visiting places. I know you're a busy guy, like you work, you're a volunteer firefighter. So what do you do to de-stress and relax?
I would say my number one most favorite thing to do to de-stress would be to just get out on Lake Erie. Whether that's ice fishing, boating, swimming, relaxing. It's just such an amazing place. As soon as you get out on Lake Erie and you get away from shore a little bit, you just come out to this different zone.
Other than this place, like where else do you like to visit in Norfolk County? Where else? What's one of your other favorite spots?
So I would say that my favorite spots in Norfolk County would have to be broken into two categories. One is nature, being Lake Erie, boating, all of that kind of fun outdoor stuff. And I also like Norfolk's bounty. Before, maybe you had to go out to a place far away to enjoy all of this beer, wine, food, amazing service. But now we can just go out the back door, and before I can drive for 10 minutes, I found something that I can go to locally that's amazing.
Couple of winery on the way here.
Yeah, it has passionate folks in it doing things. Like, it's just great. All around here, there's so many amazing things you can do, and it's just growing. So I love seeing that.
I thank you so much for your time. I love your connection with nature and what you want to do as far as your passion with the environment. I'm in line. We need to come together for this to happen. So hopefully we can inspire a few people with this little conversation here. So
Absolutely.
Thanks, Adam.
Cool. Thank you very much.
We'll
for
see
your
you
time.
soon.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 7 of Passionate Folks. This is a blog and video series about the people who live right here in Norfolk. I sit down with them, have a conversation, ask them about their stories, their passions. I'm excited to present the next guest. Welcome to Passionate Folks. I'm Emily. I love to ask questions and get to know people better. Today I'm here with Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hey there, how are you?
Great.
Excellent.
Maybe you stop by for coffee?
Yeah, well, nice of you to have me. I'm really delighted.
So we already had a good chat, but for people that don't know you, can you tell us a little bit more about you, where you live, and what you do?
Yeah. My name's Dan Fewings, and I was a Simcoe boy, an SCS grad growing up. From 0 to 18, I lived in Simcoe. And then I think I lived in Brantford for a year, lived in Dover for a bit, and then followed a gal up north to Peterborough, or Lindsay, and I ended up spending 28 years there teaching high school. Loved every minute of it. A bunch of different experiences. And when I retired in 2014, I thought, my ma's not doing so well down there. It's going to need some attention. And also followed a friend here, and bingo. And now I live just outside of Simcoe, in between Simcoe and Victoria on Highway 24.
Great, I'm so glad you took time to have this little chat. I want to go know more about you today, and I'm going to have you asking some questions.
Yeah.
But first I ask you to pick a spot that means something to you in Norfolk. So maybe start by telling us where we are and why you picked this place.
Well, I love this place, not only for the food, although in my new machination I'm more careful what I eat, so I only have one crepe a week. But I love this place because Jim and Penny, the owners, are good friends. They've hired me to play here. They give the artists freedom to be a little zany here. They're good to their staff. They run a good ship. And I love the outside in the summer. It's rocking. They do a great job getting lots of music in. I think they have music all July, August, and September, like a whack of things. And I also, a few neat experiences sort of got born out here. I have a character, I do the song chef, and they were like the first ones to say, oh, you've got to come in and do it. So.
I love what you're talking about. Like, you're involved in so many things into your retirement that you seem to really enjoy the art. Is that the main thing you're passionate about, or?
Well, I like joy spreading, and the most rewarding thing I think I do is my gal Rosie and I, after we had a trip to Newfoundland, and after I did a tour of Newfoundland, we picked up on the kitchen party notion, and so we have a little duet called the Kitchen Party Orchestra, and we go to the seniors' homes and the respite center in Hagersville and Simcoe, and we give them the folks their instruments to play with us, so they're part of it. They're getting some exercise, and like that is joy spreading 101.
So spent a lot of time away from Norfolk. Decided to come back to Norfolk in your retirement. So tell me, like, if you don't have a gig, if you're not involved in something, like, what do you do to hang out, to relax? Where do you like to go?
Well, I love the geography, so I always like going down to one of the many shores, while there still exist.
Yeah, so Port Mercy's a little small this year.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. I love, and
Are you a beach guy, or?
Not in the summer, I'm not, but I am, sort of going to the water for answers kind of a guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Leonard Cohen dimension. And so Long Point was always like hugely special as a kid, I spend a lot of time at the Simcoe Little Theater. That's a great organization, and they're doing fun, and they're welcoming, and so I'm going to play coming up that I'm doing. And
You don't seem to have too much downtime, like you seem to keep pretty busy.
Keeps me out of the housework, that's for sure.
Out of the home.
He's all busy, making some ass right now, sewing,
Yeah.
And so...
Is it hard to get artists to come and play here, or? People, are they curious about wanting to see Norfolk and see what this is about?
You know what? Like, more people, like, house concerts are amazing too. Like, and I was never a musician on the road. I did 2 1 month tours with a student, and I had a buddy of mine, Jimmy Boskill, who was a student of mine. He said, when you retire, we're going on tour. My son is in a band, the May Hemingways, so he traveled lots east, so he booked us from Peterborough to Newfoundland, 24 gigs and 26 nights. Both, but you make, as a musician, you make way more at a house concert and play more concerty, less with people listening. People love to play, right? So oftentimes people think you need the applause as much as you need the money. And many people are lined up. So it's like, you don't want to do it? That's okay. I've got Tiny Talentime and his brother here that'll play for you, And so that's why it's so nice to be in a place like this where you know that their entertainment budget is a really significant amount of money. And there are a lot of places in town here. The 211 does it as well. Even the Norfolk has a whack of music, and it's getting bigger around here with all the with the craft beer industry, the wine industry, all those.
I'm just looking for a motion to strengthen public health, to receive as information. I need a mover, please. Councillor Duffy, seconded by Councillor Van Passen. We have would you like to read that motion, Sarah, or is this if I read it as update, strengthening public health, be received as information? All right, that's good enough. All right, all those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you. Now we're moving over to Sarah. You have, for the next meeting, you have some notes you'd like to read.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On behalf of our side, we understand that the next Health and Social Services Advisory Committee is Monday, February 26th. I'm going to look a month forward. Our next Health and Social Services Advisory Committee meeting is March 25th. I am looking for a recommendation from the advisory committee this morning to add an additional special Board of Health meeting on March 26th at 11 a.m. The reason for this is currently the timelines for the submission of not only any kind of voluntary merger template, but the annual service plan is due April 3rd after Easter weekend, and our Board of Health meeting is after that. So I am looking for a recommendation from this committee to add an additional special Board of Health meeting March 26th at 11 a.m.
My apologies. Can we have any discussion? I see the merit in it. Is there any discussion, or anyone like to put a motion on the floor that we accept that? Yes, Councillor Metcalf?
I'll move that we have the special meeting on the 26th of March.
All right, perfect. Seconder, Councillor Van Passen, would you like to speak to that?
I think a question to staff. I'm assuming that the paperwork that needs to be filed and approved by the Board of Health, you want it reviewed by the Health and Social Services Advisory ahead of that, so we can't back up the Board of Health meeting to the week before, right? Okay.
That is correct. Through the chair, the information will be available to you before both of those meetings for your approval at those meetings.
Oh, does that satisfy you? Then we're going to have the committee meeting on the 25th to be able to go over it, and then have the meeting of the Board of Health on the next day.
No,
at 11. Pardon?
The same day, right? Like March 25th, we'd...
Through the chair, March 25th is the Monday. It's advisory committee, and then Tuesday is Norfolk County Council, but we're adding a special Board of Health meeting that morning. I will add for our Haldeman partners in the room that I will likely attend the Haldeman Council meeting that I believe is the 25th night as well.
Okay, that makes sense then for you. That helps out on that end. So it is one on the 25th, and then the actual Board of Health meeting on the 26th, or yes, 26th at 11, our regular board meeting days. Okay, can I call that motion? All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you. Alrighty, I guess what we're looking for now, there's obviously no other business. No one has to bring anything else up. If not, I'm going to call for a motion to adjourn. Councillor Duffy? Okay, can I have a seconder? Councillor Metcalf? All those in favor of adjournment at 10:14? And that is carried. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Sorry for the delay, but everything got done and we're pleased with that. Thank you.